What? Oh.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Hang on a minute, there's...
Is that a note? What does it say?
Wear the bunny mask?
I don't want to wear the bunny mask.
I don't want to wear the bunny mask. It's creepy and weird. I'm not furry.
No, I'm not. I don't... There's another one.
Oh, no.
It's a nice try, but I don't think it's going to work.
What?
Well, it says, do it, or the general will get you. Do you think this is because we may have missed Easter?
But we didn't have any choice. We're locked in here.
Exactly. So you can't punish us when you've kind of robbed us of our ability to know what's going on in the outside world.
What the fuck?
I don't know, but I think I know how we counter this.
Okay.
I didn't think of this. With one line of dialogue. Movies will provide.
Okay, and that line of dialogue is...
There's a dog loose in the woods.
That might work.
Maybe movies.
Was that a yeah, or was that a yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be my answer.
Thanks for clearing that up. Oh, popcorn.
Yay, popcorn. Hello, welcome back. It is the last of our double-digit episodes.
Good lord. Good lord, getting ancient.
I think we need to go and study magic in a tower for a couple of 100 years until we become a lich.
that would make things easier.
I think that's how it works. Hello, welcome back to Maybe Movies. We are on episode 99, and we are into Act 2 of our new vision of Hawk the Slayer, featuring Maximus from Gladiator in Maximus the Glad. Are we going to call it the Glad or the Gladiator? What do you reckon? For editorial purposes, I need to know.
That's great. Let's get a little silly. Let's make it Maximus the Glad.
Ooh. So before we do, there's a couple of things that we need to address before we get onto the film itself. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, we need to have a look at doing a shout out.
Oh yes, those are a thing we do.
Those are a thing we do. Which for today is going to be for one of our recent subscribers.
Oh yes.
Or Krista from Krista's Antiques and Collectibles. Krista is a wonderful, wonderful woman and a wonderful supporter of ours as well since subscribing to the channel a week or so ago, I think.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, and welcome to the club.
Yay! Krista's got a wonderful channel in which she presents lots of antiques and collectibles, and also does online sales through her channel as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Sort of double bill kind of situation.
Yeah. As well as just some general kind of sort of vlogs and stuff as well. So, thank you, Krista, and as always, keep up the good work.
Indeed.
Not done yet.
Nope.
I'm afraid it's Announcement Wednesday. So, just a quick reminder, as we have started doing now, will be running a poll on our Twitter page, on our Twitter account, but also on our Patreon as well, so that you can have your say as to which of our two movies should win the Maybe Movie for the month. This kind of segues into the other announcement I need to make as well, so I'll kind of put them together, because that'll be easier.
Indeed.
Which is, because April is a 5-week month, then we'll be wrapping up this month's matchups on Friday this week. So there'll be no Maybe Movies next week, and then we will be back with our May pitch meeting, which is due to go out on Friday the 6th of May. So that being the case, we can actually keep this month's poll running for a bit longer, so I will run it for as long as I can, which I think is about 5 days, maybe 7 days on Twitter.
Okay. So
you've got plenty of time to go back, have a look over the month, see what you think, and then cast your votes before we shoot for the pitch meeting for the following week. So I'm sure I'll remind you on Friday, although I probably will forget.
Yeah, please do let us know. We value your input. We really do.
Yes. Shall we begin?
Yes.
I think we may have made a slight boo-boo. It's the same boo-boo that we made with the last one. I think we've called Act 2 a bit too late.
Yeah, it did cross my mind.
Yeah, because I was looking at it earlier. The betrayal, the nun betraying them, is literally 20 minutes, if that, before the end of the film.
Yes.
So I think we need to wheel it back a bit.
Right, well...
It's hard to say. On one side, do we do it after they've been to the Hunchback? But actually, I thought maybe after Drogo's death might be more appropriate.
Yeah, that's a pivotal moment.
Yeah,
turns the tide of things, sort of thing. Yeah, I could live with that. It doesn't take us too far back, so it sort of evens things out nicely, I think.
I feel like we need to do something with this because it's really hard to do. Again, so much of this, when I was looking through it, Hawk is not the instigator of the action in the original film. Everybody else tells him what to do and he goes and does it.
Yes, I sort of understand.
It's the witch who suggests that they go to the Hunchback. It's Gort who suggests that they go and attack them, do a midnight raid under the cover of night to whittle down his numbers.
Did the witch?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, in my head, it was his idea.
No, it was. I was watching it earlier, it definitely is. I made a note of it. So it's like, I think first thing we need to do is with... sorry, I'm leaping ahead. We haven't even dealt with gathering the troops yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And breathe.
All right, so we start with a Hawk in the Circle of Light going out on his little mini quests to gather his band. Now, I feel like the sequence with Gort and the Merchant is going to be more or less the same. There's not a great deal that Maximus would change.
No, because
Gort's never in danger.
No, certainly in his particular case, most of those scenes are really designed to show off the qualities of the person he's going to get.
Of course.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the only one where he doesn't get involved because he doesn't appear until everything is resolved.
Exactly. Yeah. So that one feels like it's just going to go the way it did before, more or less.
Absolutely. Little side note on that: the guy who's the leader of the soldiers or whatever they are, who comes and speaks to him and challenges him.
Yes.
Is an actor called John C. Carney.
Uh-huh.
I recognised him because he plays a character called Bloodaxe in The Time Warrior, which is the first appearance of the Sontarans in Doctor Who.
Okay, another Doctor Who reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I recognise him because he does almost exactly the same accent for the character that he's playing in that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Apparently he was in Clockwork Orange.
Oh, right.
Which I don't know who he was, but...
Hang on a minute. Wasn't he one of the Droogs, one of the ones that ended up becoming policemen?
Could have been.
I've got a funny feeling now I think about it that might be his face. I'm thinking of be him a few years. Oh, God, needed a decade younger, but yeah, could be the one I'm thinking of.
You're right. I think that would be the same.
Yes. Now, the other scenes, there's more going on here, and we might see some differences.
I reckon we might get a bit more of maybe a kind of like just a very short monologue from him when he appears before Christopher Benjamin is about to stab Crow in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You might get something from Maximus about you'd stab a man in the back and this kind of thing, kind of berating him. I don't know.
Something about honour.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yes, no, because that's very big for Maximus, isn't it? It's about strength and honour, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And also the fact that he's not going to be half a yard away with the sword. He's going to be right up next to him.
Yeah.
With the mind gladius.
Mind gladius. Yeah, there'd be some sort of little speech or something about his sort of disgust at the lack of honour in the world today or something like that.
But again, apart from that, we need to see Crow do his thing. I always found, didn't you? I suppose looking back at it now, Baldwin always comes across more like a halfling than a dwarf. I suppose he acts like a dwarf, but in terms of stature and build.
Oh, right, yes, I see what you mean, yeah. I mean, obviously part of that is to do with like the literal casting requirements and their ability to produce costumes that make him look more like a dwarf.
Of course.
But you're right, like his personality is more like a hobbit, like he's always eating and stuff. That's more hobbity than dwarven.
Although there was a nice little nod to Tolkien in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's talking about his stomach. He says there's it's emptier than the pit of Gimli.
Mm. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
but also curiously enough, another Clockwork Orange connection.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that sequence, you've got Patrick McGee as the head wizard or priest or whatever he is.
Oh, of course.
Because he's the guy whose house they attack in.
Ah, of course he is. He's the writer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's just hams that up so well. Thank you.
That voice is amazing. That voice is awesome. I mean, would Maximus feel inclined to cut them down? We're talking about how he's got a bit of a reputation as a butcher.
He does, yeah. He could do. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, knowing full well that they're going to wander off and find some other poor soul to sacrifice.
That's true. That's very true. Okay.
Yeah. I imagine, like, it goes like they're going to go in, like, it goes in the scene and, like, they're going to go away, and then he's like, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I can leave you to do what you're planning on doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll turn back to them.
Do you think Bolton will get involved as well? I suppose he'd want...
I don't know. I kind of feel like Bolton might wince and go, "Ooh, you've changed."
Yes. Ooh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You know, don't even have to see it. It'd be like
Yes.
off screen and
First
there's
one.
a star.
First one of
There's
this.
a star. Thank you.
I don't think we've ever got this far through the month without actually somebody getting a star. So
I don't
well
think
done.
we ever have. No,
No, I like that. I like that a lot.
because he's he's the lightest hearted character out of all of them.
Yes, he is.
So he's the one who's going to like, ooh. Oh, you've changed.
Cool. So we get that. We're back to the cave, and then it's riding montage. Riding montage. The next.
To, Caddenbury.
Yes, to the convent.
To the convent to see the abbot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right, because they're going to see if the abbot will pay the ransom, don't they? Isn't that what they do?
I thought they go straight to the convent because it's while they're in the cave after he comes back with Bolden that the woman mentions about the hunchback. So they then ride to the convent to let them know that they're on the case, if you like.
Oh, of course
and
they
prepare
do.
to go. And then the next thing that happens is they go and steal from the hunchback.
Of course it is. Yes. Sorry.
No, because they don't go to see the abbot until the very end of the film.
Of course, yes.
That's the first thing. As I mentioned earlier, do we want to keep the idea of stealing from the hunchback as the witch's idea, or do we want to make that Maximus's idea? I feel like we're not taking away from her agency in the film by giving that to him.
No, she's got loads of agency in the film, and there's both of these movies suffer from a lack of agency. We've got to do something about it.
Absolutely.
So yes, I agree totally. I think it should be Maximus's idea.
I'd also suggest as well that when they first arrive at the convent, first thing Maximus does is get them to fortify it. I know he does ask Bolden later on.
He does.
But it's not until after they've been to the hunchback. I think they'll be getting people organised, maybe even trying to put up some rudimentary palisades around the entrance, things like that. Something to defend
Something
it.
more. Yes, because of course Maximus is the tactician. He's not just going to rely on the individual skills of these people. He's looking to general tactics.
Yes.
So of course he's going to actually fortify the abbey. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. It gives us a montage in there.
Not a riding montage.
Not a riding montage, yeah. Nice, yeah. Non-riding montage in the movie. Give us a little bit of variety.
I thought as well, with the that's the second flashback there, where it's just the short one where you see Eliane and Hawk walking, and Voltan turns up with a crossbow.
That's right, yes.
Because they're talking about people like fighting up north. Do we want to say at that point that he's been recalled to go and command to defend the lands? And that's what they're talking about?
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, that's just, it's a nice little extra layer into things. You know how we feel about those.
Yes, absolutely.
Oniony layers.
So then we get the other part of that flashback, which is where Eliane gets killed.
And Voltan's face gets burned and all the rest, yes.
Yeah. And again, with that, it kind of like, just to lead in from what we were just saying, because it seems a bit stupid, because he could just let him go and then hope that he dies fighting. But I thought, well, no, he'd probably want to kill him now, then he can go and command the armies himself and gain some of the victory for himself.
Yeah, of course. And it's the same jealousy of Eliana or whatever.
Yes. And then we're slavers. We're not slavers, by the way.
Yeah,
Can I just say on record that we are not slavers?
Well, no, we've got the Gorton Bolden scene and the whole holy food, which is one of my favourite scenes of the movie. Yeah. And then, yes, it's the trip to get the Hunchback's gold.
I had a couple of ideas about this.
Yeah, okay.
Just, there's one of, either or possibly both. Just to kind of add a little bit of extra threat in there. When they get there, his men aren't just all standing around staring at the trees or whatever.
Yeah.
They're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing and guarding the site.
Okay, right.
So they need a bit more time to get themselves into position.
Okay, right.
So we could have probably Ranulf take Maximus into the camp like he's got a slave to sell. Look, this guy, I'll kill this guy. He's a good slave. He's a good gladiator. As a distraction while the others set themselves up so they can then spring their attack.
Okay, yeah, no, I love it. It gives it more of a military feel, which is exactly what we need.
At the other end of it, once they've succeeded, do we think Maximus might actually say, look, here's some gold, you can get yourselves home? But Voltan's men are raiding the countryside and they will destroy your villages, they will enslave you. Come and fight with us. So we can give them some troops.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Sorry,
I agree. Yeah, no, that's a nice to have a gold star. Have a gold star. That's a double whammy. It's a twofer there. Yeah, because it gives us that tactical military edge to the whole scenario.
And it does, it just means that when we get to the fights later on, we've got a bit more cannon fodder in there.
Exactly, yeah.
And, because again, obviously not all of them will, but even if we say, there's about 5 or 6 of them, isn't there? Even if we say half of them stay.
Exactly, 2 or 3, be enough. That a few extra bodies,
Yeah.
It all adds, yeah.
And then I've got lots of standing around.
Lots of standing around. You've got the scene with Voltan and Drogo discuss, Drogo's like, we should do something, give me some men and I'll do that. And Voltan's all, what, do you want to die or what?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the scene with Drogo and the slaver where he finds out where...
Oh, yes, of course.
Maximus is. All this is happening without Maximus, so it's all going to run the same. I've got another scene with Gorton Golden.
Because the next thing is Drogo and his men turn up and attack.
Attack, yes.
And that's going to be a lot more brutal and bloody. We'll probably lose at least one of the cannon fodder.
Yes.
Which is fine, because that's what they're there for.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
We could even say possibly lose a couple... Well, not lose a couple of them. We lose one of them gets killed, one of the other ones shits a brick and runs.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're commoners, they're peasants, they aren't used to fighting.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I agree. Yeah. Gives it a bit of depth, which is what we want. And that's the end of the act, isn't it?
Drogo! I can't do it as well as...
No, nobody can do it like he does it. He chews... Palance chews scenery like nobody else. He really does.
I still love him. I think probably the first thing I remember him from was... I can't remember what he was called. If you can remember, then please do put it in the comments below. It was the villain that he played in the Buck Rogers TV show.
Gosh.
With the glowing hands. That's all I remember. I can't remember what he was called.
I'll have to have a look. I've got the first season of Buck Rogers on the shelf. I'll have to have a look.
It would have been in the first season. I think it was... I think it might begin with a V as well. But it's still not the space vampire, because that was fucking amazing.
Oh, that thing was... Whoa.
Cool, so we're done.
Yes, yeah, here we go. End of another act.
End of another act, and we're still not wearing the bunny mask.
No, we're definitely not wearing the bunny masks.
It's like the eyes just disappear on forever.
Oh, holds into infinity.
And on that sobering thought, we will see you on Friday. As always, have a great couple of days, and we'll see you then.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Drogo!
Ba 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 ba.